So I saw Triangle of Sadness. And if it's playing in your near theater, especially if you're looking for a good time, you need to check this out. It's a story about a couple that are, I guess you could say, questioning their roles in the relationship. They're having a relationship. In the modeling world, this couple, these two couple, or this couple, they're trying to figure out what the roles are, and they're not competing against one another. And if it's not about just the moolah or what we can do for one another, they eventually go on a cruise ship to go on vacation, and the movie takes an interesting turn where eventually they are stranded on an island. And I'm gonna just tell you straight up, the marketing sells you. The marketing is misleading. Again, this is a film where they have someone known to American audience, and they advertise the trailer, the story around that character because of a certain actor. This film won the Palme d'Or in the Cannes Film Festival, and I'm gonna tell you straight out, what they advertise in the film is kind of what you get. It's like they advertise what the overall story is, and it involves Woody Harrelson, but there's more than that. And I'm just tell you straight up, Woody Harrelson, when it says and Woody Harrelson is in it, but he is not the main star. The star of this film is really this couple, which and I think one of the main stars passed away back in August when I found out, right before I saw the show, and that's unfortunately that's tragic. So this was this actress's last performance on screen, and she was pretty amazing in this film. She was great, and the guy was great too. And the film really dives into gender roles, other ideas of upper class, middle class, not middle class, the poor, and then the rich, and it's broken down into 3 acts, and it's kind of interesting where each act focuses on, centers on a different type of theme. In the 3rd act, it centers on dominance. Yeah, dominance to its core. It is one of those films where you kind of notice where the 1st act starts strong, the 2nd act is the biggest and the strongest, and the 3rd act does fall out to a degree, but still is entertaining. And I think in the 3rd act still, I think the 3rd act is still strong. Actually, I think for me, I think it goes the 2nd act, the 3rd act, then the 1st act. The 1st act was interesting, and it introduced ideas of the, I think, current gender roles that we're facing now, where it comes to having relationships, when it deals with compatibility, money, financing, what one is willing to offer, class, status. It deals with a lot of that, and questioning, are these two people compatible for those qualities? And you have this main character who, when he goes onto the ship in the 2nd act, the male guy, he feels like he is in a race of competition of trying to be that person for the girl that he's currently dating, and supposedly she could be potentially pregnant. So she's kind of giving off these signs, believing that the man that she is currently dating is not the ideal man for him. So he's in this insecurity mode. Then the movie transitions of centering all these other characters into the story, where you kind of just settle in and kind of just get to know these characters and kind of just feel the atmosphere of what's going on in this act. And it gets pretty hilarious and unexpected, darkly, towards the end of that act. And it goes back down to, in the third act, survival, dominance, battle of the sexes in a way. And I feel like the film really deals with a lot of themes that are happening currently. It feels relevant. It feels extremely relevant today. And I could see why this film won the award. Easily Woody Harrelson was the funniest part of this film. And there are some moments in here where there's certain scenes in here where it's just flat out funny. And there is like, I think the best scene of this movie. It's a little bit disgusting and I won't get into. I'm just going to encourage anybody, the nearest cinema that's playing Triangles of Sadness, you have to check this out. I know Black Adam is currently out right now, and I can tell you, go and enjoy Black Adam. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. I plan on seeing Black Adam too. I want to see Dwayne Johnson in that role, but please do not ignore Triangle of Sadness, because if you're looking for a good, bizarre, bonkers kind of comedy, check out Triangle of Sadness, because I'm telling you. And don't let the title, because it says sadness in it, in the film, they also say the title of the film early in the movie, because there's kind of more to it than that. The more I think about the meaning of the title, the more I'm kind of wrapping my head around what it all means. It's like the 3 stages of, I think, deconstructing of our reality and classes of what we set ourselves in society, these roles that we play in society, or how society is built based on relationships, luxury, and class. And I think that's what the film is circling around to. 1, 2, 3 of how we view that, which now makes kind of sense to me. And I won't get into detail with that. I can sure there's going to be a lot of analytical videos talking about it, but I'm here to tell you should check out Triangle of Sadness. But I think now, fully kind of like discussing it, I think I understand what the overall title means. The overall sadness of those 3 pillars mentioned, and really the reality of it. But this film, it's not funnier than, I think, Everything Everywhere All at Once, but I can tell you this is probably the second funniest film I've seen all year, and it's probably going to be one of the most original films of the year that you need to check out. Triangle of Sadness, have you seen it? Comment below, let me know if you have. Pass on the word, because we cannot let a good movie be ignored, man. Check it out.